Greetings everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm your host Captain Rye. Today's YouTube video, I'm here in my Fletcher match. Now, it's actually kind of interesting that I'm in my Fletcher match, and this one in particular was the second match of 3 that I played on the same day. And at all 3 matches, I managed to score well over 100,000 damage. In fact, in one such battle, I scored 192,000 damage, but it was a loss. Now, the third battle after this was more of a mistake on my part of hitting, battle on as opposed to return to port. Oh well, it turned out for the best. The reason I chose this battle out of the 3, even though it was the lowest scoring damage battle, was because there's a lot going on. It's a very well balanced battle, so I can kind of sit back and explain what I'm doing and why I'm doing it for those who are struggling with the Benson, the Fletcher, or the gearing. And hopefully this will help you, play these ships better, play them as well as you can, and provide a better benefit to your team. So my team has decided we're going to go up to sea here, and as I enter the sea cap point, you'll notice that I'm not capping. That tells me that there's an enemy destroyer who got here before me, and there he's popped up thanks to our aircraft carrier's planes. Now he is slamming on the brakes hard, and I think he's going to reverse just a little bit. So I get my torpedoes off into that smokescreen, because of course if there's one thing I love doing more than anything, it's torpedoing destroyers who like to sit in their smoke. Enemy Sims has popped up, and he's just outside of my detection range, but because I'm going to go ahead and open up on him, I decide I'm going to pop a smokescreen so he can't see me. He, however, fully visible because the friendly aircraft carrier is doing a very good job, and he's keeping him spotted with planes. So, as you can see here, my fire coming in there and friendly cruiser fire behind me, we're just wrecking this guy. Sims very wisely decides he's going to turn around and pop a smokescreen. But of course, I do manage to secure a first blood with those torpedoes into that smokescreen. Now, you'll notice that I'm not just sitting in my smokescreen. I was reversing there, almost reversing out of it, because smokescreens are torpedo magnets, and that Sims got awfully close to being able to torpedo me. And we're going to see that Sims torpedoes shortly. Taking the advantage, though, we're still not capping, which means the Sims is still sitting here. But last I saw, he was facing away, stern onto me, in his smokescreen. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to push up into that smokescreen. It's a calculated risk, but looking at what's around, I don't think it would be too bad. I feel like I can take out that Sims before he can see me and before the Bismarck can react. Plus, as I did here, I was detected, but now I've got the Sims smokescreen that I can go hide in. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to push up into the smokescreen left by that enemy destroyer and use it for cover. But as I do this, I'm closing in on that Bismarck. And that Bismarck, well, he's no fool. He's got his hydro consumable up, and so I'm detected even in smoke. Activate my speed boost, decide I'm going to go ahead and forget the smokescreen. I'm not going to sit there. I'm just going to run away. The Bismarck, slamming on his brakes as hard as possible, still manages to take 2 torpedoes, which caused flooding, and he was on fire. He's obviously popped his repair and his damage control to try and put that out. My team is up on ships at this point. We've managed to take out 2 of the enemy ships, and my team still has our 2 best destroyers. We still have our Kagero, we still have me and the Fletcher. The enemy team, however, has an Atsuki and a Fletcher. So I do need to be careful. The Fletcher's the one ship that I don't want to run into. Everything else I can pretty much deal with. Now, I am still detected by that Bismarck, whose secondaries are blazing away at me as the friendly cruiser pushed up there and got himself taken out of the game. Friendly carrier, though, he's going to try his level best to take out that Bismarck, and he does manage to hit him. I don't know if he's caused flooding. Can I set this guy on fire? I'm going to continue blazing away. Those secondaries, not very accurate at this kind of range. Perfectly acceptable to do. And once he's dead, I'm no longer detected. More importantly, once he's dead, since there's nobody within that 6-point in that 9.6 kilometers here, my detection range is going to very quickly drop back. Now, the enemy team has managed to capture the B cap point. They're just one ship behind us as far as kill count go, but they're also capturing A. And that's important because if they get 2 cap points, even though they're one ship behind, it's not going to take very long for them to quickly turn that points balance in the opposite direction. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to push up to the B cap point. There are ships back behind that island, but as a destroyer, the best thing I can do is go and try and cap. I see a lot of destroyers, they forget to do this. Since I'm in a faster destroyer with good concealment, in this case, capping is the best thing I can do. My only concern is that the enemy aircraft carrier is going to send planes over and spot me. Now I'm trying to keep my distance just a little bit here as I push up towards the B cap point. I notice that Amagi is pushing up, and he's getting closer to me. I have a 5.8 kilometer detection range as it is if I don't fire my guns, and I don't want to end up inside that detection range until I'm absolutely 100% ready. Now that Amagi looks like he's slowing down, and I think he actually might be stopping or possibly trying to reverse, and I'm not entirely sure the decision-making behind that on his part. However, that's going to give me the opportunity to go ahead and fire off torpedoes. I drift just inside that detection range just barely. Decide I'm going to pop my smoke screen. I don't want to risk it. I'm contesting the cap as it is. And yes, that Amagi is actually reversing, so I get a second set of torpedoes off. Kind of a little bit more forward of where he'll ultimately get up to, but that's because I think he might try to stop and go forward again. But it's going to take time to stop. And as you can see, as he starts reversing faster and faster, my first set, I'm going to hit him with 2. Combine that with the fires on his ship, that's a big problem for him. But of course, he uses his damage control and puts that fire out. But 2 more torpedoes, he's trying to turn so hard. Nope, it's not going to be enough to save you, sorry, sir. So there, another big hit of torpedoes on that enemy battleship. Sure enough, the enemy Lexington has got his dive bombers inbound, but I've paid attention to the minimap, and I've noticed there's a group of battleships behind me, and another destroyer. That's the Kagero. So I've turned on my anti-aircraft. I'm still in my smoke screen, so I'm not detected. It'd be a very lucky shot on him. Decide I'm going to add my anti-aircraft to the anti-aircraft for the friendly battleships, and we'll just take out as many of these guys as possible. Decide I'm going to leave my smoke screen, get moving, because the enemy torpedo bombers are coming in. I don't want to be broadside on if that carrier decided he was going to drop those torpedoes on me. Friendly Kagero manages to close the distance before those torpedo bombers armed their torpedoes in the water. Eats 1, no damage because it just broke apart on his hull. Team has now captured the B cap point, and we're now way up on ships as we crushed everything that was still down around the islands by sea. So I'm pushing up here, I'm looking at the situation, and I'm thinking I'm going to go to A, and that's when I spot the Itsuki. Uh-oh. He, for a second there, was kind of making a rush towards the B cap point. I think he was going to do that until I was spotted, and then he decided, oh, hell no. Enemy Fletcher pops up at within 5 kilometers, basically. Got time to get the hell out of here. And as you can see, my guns are just ripping this poor destroyer to shreds. Now he's going to go disappear behind this island, and that's going to drop my detectability back down briefly. But I've decided, you know, I'm on 3 kills now. I want a 4th. Maybe I want to crack it in this battle. Why not? Friendly carrier, he's got his aircraft out there. He's trying to hit the guy, and the guy's going to go ahead, and he's going to pop his smoke screen. Now, you'll notice I was detected there for a minute. But by what? The Itsuki is laying a smoke screen. His smoke should be obscuring line of sight to me. This tells me that the other enemy destroyer, that Fletcher, is within 9.6 kilometers. So I'm keeping my eye on that minimap in case he pops up. And I'm also trying to stagger my speed here. I don't want that Itsuki to turn broadside and drop torps. Can I kill him? Come on, he's almost dead. I don't need to do much more. Yes, finish him off. So far, I've managed to kill 3 of the 4 enemy destroyers in the game, and sure enough, there's the Fletcher I was talking about. He has popped up. He's still inside my detection range as I open fire, but he's sailing straight on, and I think I've got the range on him as far as my guns go. Sure enough, I managed to hit him at extreme range with the rainbow arcs of the Fletcher. Looking at the situation, he's got more pressing matters, and there's nothing over here that can shoot me, so I'm just going to continue to blaze away. Maybe I'll get a lucky shot on him, finish him off. Ooh, that was a big ol' hit there. He gets taken out by the friendly ships, just as he's laying his smokescreen. All that's left now, 1 enemy cruiser and the enemy carrier, and there's the enemy cruiser who's hiding behind that island. That enemy cruiser, I don't know if he was AFK, but he was certainly dead stopped. He wasn't moving forward, he wasn't moving backward. I think he was just trying, at this point, if he was still in the game, gave up, I'm going to park my ship behind an island, hopefully the enemy team wins on points before they can kill me. Enemy CV still bringing out planes, but that CV has got way more occupied targets because he is about to be spotted by our Atago, who's just going to start ripping into him as soon as that happens. Since the remaining ships are down by the A cap point, and since the A cap point's the only cap that's still in enemy hands, that's where I'm going. I'm going to the A cap point. It's the only place for me to be. There's no reason for me to sail pretty much anywhere else. So, to recap what I did with the Atsuki, I looked at the situation, and that Atsuki was back behind the island, and I was really the only ship in any kind of position to chase it down and finish him off. A destroyer, even if he's almost dead, as long as he still draws breath, as long as he still has torpedoes and his concealment, a destroyer on 1 HP of health, well, he can go on to win the game, as we've seen in many other videos. So, decided to take the opportunity to kill him. Now, I turned my anti-aircraft back on as the enemy torpedo bombers came in to attack that friendly North Carolina. Yeah, again, just adding what little bits of AA DPM I can do. That carrier's almost dead. Can I get a shot to land on him and secure the kill? Come on. Oh, 1 hit. So close. Nope, he gets taken out by the friendly Atago. Again, enemy cruiser up there, not moving at all, and at this point, it's all locked down for me and my team. Victory on our part, 114,000 damage, not a bad game. Only reward there was first blood, torping that destroyer who was sitting in his smokescreen, and that's something that you have to think about doing. You know, if you're spotted in a destroyer by aircraft, and you see the whole enemy fleet heading towards you, you know what? Pop that smokescreen, turn around, and just bug out, because trying to sit there and contest it doesn't always work out for you. Top of the team for XP earned, well above 2,000 base XP. And again, that was mostly because I did, most of the damage to these enemy destroyers. So I did a lot of damage to 3 full ships, plus taking out that Amagi, who was pretty close to full strength as well. Overall, not a bad battle and an excellent example of things that you should be looking for and trying to do. Analyze the map situation, put yourself into a position, and take those objectives first, then focus on killing the enemy ships. Anyway, that's it for today's video, folks. If you liked the video, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below. If you'd like to get some regular channel news and updates, you can do so by liking and following me on Facebook. If you'd like to help support me and my channel, I encourage you to do so by visiting my Patreon. If you've got a World of Warships replay that you'd like to send to me, you can do so by sending it to my email. And if you'd like to watch me play World of Warships and other games live, you can do so by following me on Twitch. I usually stream on Sundays. You can find the links for all of those in the video description down below. And as always, I'll see you guys next time. This is Captain Rye, signing off.